Thanks so much, everyone. Let's get to the conversation on Warri Federal Constituency delineation. That was undertaken by the Independent National Electoral Commission. There are a lot of sides to this matter. There are those who are agitated over what they call the alleged distortion of the facts and history about these communities of people in Delta State. And there are those who say there are machinations to stamp on other ethnic nationalities that are represented in that region of Delta State. But tonight, let's get some clarity, and a lot of the Itsekiri leaders are speaking on this matter. And their worry is that these issue might lead to an uprising that might be difficult to curtail. It's taking not only a political dimension, but a security dimension. Now, it's important for government and all well-meaning Nigerians and those who are in charge in authorities to weigh in. The Delta State governor, the NSA, the president, INEC chairman, and everyone that is concerned about this needs to rise up quickly before this escalates further, because it involves the Itsekiri people, it involves the Ijaw people, and also the Yoruba people. I'm being joined tonight by the Ogwa Olusan of Warri Kingdom, Chief Mene Brown. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine.
Thank you so much indeed.
Glad to be here.
Well, from the part of the country where I come from, there is a very popular proverb, and they say that the elders don't belong in a community or in the public space where a child's head is turned to the back in a marketplace. Simply put, that elders don't belong into a community where you see conflict and the wrong being perpetrated without them interfering. You've been to the highest of your career as a person. You are a leader in the Warri Kingdom. How did you elders allow this to degenerate to this point? To the point that we're shutting down our production facility, people are fighting, the Ijaw people are calling Itsekiri names, the Yoruba people are unhappy, and things seem to be escalating. Why?
In answer to your question, it presupposes that we are part of the problem. We are not at all.
When you say we?
The Itsekiri people, we are not part of the problem. As a matter of fact, we have put up with a lot of oppressive acts, and I can catalog them for you. And it's only because our approach is that of peace, the spirit of live and let live. Those to whom we have been good and allowed to stay with us have turned around to say they actually own where belongs to us. It's come to a point where we now say we have our back to the wall and we can take it no more. We must speak out because injustice must not be allowed to prevail and continue.
Invariably,
unchecked.
The Itsekiri people are the victims.
We are the victims.
The Ijaw people would say they have always been the victims.
I would tell you they are not, because where they are, let me put it this way. What is the federal constituency, Warri Federal Constituency, time there was, it was the Warri Kingdom, our homeland, where we were long before there ever was Nigeria. And the Europeans who dealt with us and related with us knew our territory. These people were not there. There are historical records to show when they came and how it was that we allowed them to stay within the areas that they were staying in. And of course, they found themselves welcome and allowed to prosper, and more of their people have come. But over the years, they've now turned around to say, as a matter of fact, they own the place.
But there are records in the past to show that Itsekiri people were even taking permission to bury their dead.
Where?
From the Ijaw people.
Where?
And there are court cases to settle the matter.
No.
That the Ijaw people
Not in Warri. Not in Warri Kingdom.
Who owned your Warri? Who are the original, the aborigines?
This is what I am saying to you. The Itsekiri people owned Warri Kingdom.
What is the place of the Yoruba people?
The Yoruba people came, some of them came, 2 lots of them came to us centuries after we had become a kingdom. A family, 3 brothers came to Okere and they were allowed to stay. And there are records, historical records. They used to even perform acts of thank you during seasons on an annual basis. Thank you for allowing us to stay. 3rd generation from then is where you're having the people who now are saying and turning history upside down to say they actually own the place. And there are historical records to attest to what I am saying. And then the Ijaws also were allowed to stay only in the 19th century, whereas we had been in the place long before 15th century. They came, and we know where they came from, they know where they came from, and they have stayed there. And it is on record, judicial records, that the land where they are in belongs to us. Now, take, for instance, a place like Zaria. If when a group of Yoruba people had been there, and because Nigeria allows any Nigerian to be anywhere and stay there peacefully, but if when, would it be allowed to say that the Yoruba people in Zaria would now agitate that because they have been there for so long, the place, a certain area should now be declared Yoruba territory, and a ward should be created for them as Yoruba ward, so that for electoral purposes, they will be the ones to represent the people there. Is that tenable? That's what we are facing.
But Chief Brown, if you look at it, how come there is a perception that the Itsekiri people are lesser in number? You're lesser in number and you want a huge chunk. Politics don't play like that.
This is not so. If you were to look at the last time there was census where ethnic nationalities were designated, this was in 1963, and the Itsekiris were the highest, and that is because that is our land. And the Yorubas were only about 6% of them, and the Ijaws were even less. But you know that since for a while now, census figures are no longer meant to reflect ethnic nationality or religion. That's why even the electoral register does not contain any of that. So the narrative is being spun to say that we are minority in our own land. How can that be?
Yeah, so, and I'm worried that the 1990s ethnic tension in Warri is beginning to rear its head again. And Warri area, either on the land or on the water, on the island or off the shore, it's a huge economic zone for the country. And we cannot allow any kind of political tension to now affect the economic benefit in that area. Now, out of the delineation, which INEC did, 14 wards were allocated to Ijaw and 5 to Itsekiri. But in your own thinking, how do you think? Because you are an Itsekiri man, you will say, oh, it should be more to us. But to balance this, for fairness, how do you think INEC should have delineated it?
The point is this. This is our homeland. And there is nothing in this country that says, if I own property in Lagos, that area where I have my property will become Itsekiri territory. And for consideration to be done to my tribe, because I happen to be the one who owns that property there. It's absurd. Because the Ijaws who are in our territory, they have their own home and full representation from their own home. So are the Yorubas. But when it comes to agitation, the whole lot of them both those who are in our territory and those who are outside of the territory will gang up and want to use their position to swamp us.
So you don't think Ijaw people deserve any word?
They do not deserve any word in the federal territory, in the federal capital, in the federal constituency.
But, I mean, if you
because
look at
they have theirs.
But
they have Bomadi,
yeah,
they have Burutu, they have Patani. And these are 3 local governments belonging to the Ijaws. Why don't they use that? And we have the 3 Warris. Why would they want to push us out of our Warri and still retain their own? Why would the Robos want to do that? The whole of the central of Delta is populated by the Robos only.
Don't let us be...
And those who are in Warri...
Chief Brown, don't let us be emotional. Let's look at the facts.
I have to, because I have been so touched.
You know why, sir?
Yes.
The facts don't lie, and the numbers determine politics.
Yes.
But this is fundamentally politics, right? Because the issues of ward delineation is a central point of election. Election is linked to politics. Now, if you look at it, in the Warri Southwest, voter registers show that there are 94,974 Itsekiri people, and there are 95,046 Ijaw people.
That's faulted.
I mean, well, that's what the record shows.
That is faulted. It's not.
You don't agree with it.
You see, we don't agree with it.
Maybe the Itsekiri people have not gone to register. But that's what the record says.
No, it doesn't say that. Let me give you the instance of what we are even agitating about now. When this redelineation was carried out, we went afield as well and took account of what we found afield and submitted to INEC. But what have INEC done? They have gone even outside of the local government and imported communities from Ondo State to boost what they are giving to the Ijaws. They have taken some from Edo State to boost what they are giving to the Ijaws. They have gone into other parts and given what they are given to the Robos in order to swell on paper what is supposed to be their population. And these facts are not there. These are the presentations we have made.
So you are accusing Ijaws of manipulation of the figures?
Not only the Ijaws, the Robos, and INEC. They are the trio. They are the trio who are in this conspiracy.
And this conspiracy is solely against the Itsekiri people.
Against the Itsekiri because
to take your land.
Exactly.
And to dominate you.
Exactly.
But what were you looking when all this were happening?
We have been protesting. We have been going to court.
Are they more powerful than you? Are they more political
because
than you?
They will not listen. INEC will not listen. We wrote to INEC. All these figures that we have found, we have complained to INEC. He would not.
But legally, the court position don't favor you, the Itsekiri people.
On what account?
I mean, the last court. I mean, you've gone to court, and the court said just a moment.
What we went to court for, were to say the Supreme Court judgment. We have nothing against it. We will fully comply.
Which is not in your favor.
No, the judgment per se is not against us. The judgment simply say, go and redo the redelineation. But in trying to go and do the redelineation, INEC then appointed an Ijaw person in their headquarters to be the one to collate whatever will come from the field, and appointed another Ijaw person to be the one to supervise the field work and put them together. So we will submit our own report to the Ijaw man. He will bring to the INEC, the Ijaw person will summarize it and give their opinion.
But when all of this was happening, why did you protest?
Complained.
When they were setting this up?
When they were setting it up, we complained to INEC.
They
would not listen.
What about when they went to the field?
We went to court as well, but we said we will respect the Supreme Court judgment by going to the field ourselves.
So you imagine...
And we have the report of what we came from the field.
You imagine that...
And if you put this down together, we are vindicated.
You imagine that INEC skewed these intentionally against the Itsekiri people.
That's the only way to interpret it.
To what end? To what end do you think this conspiracy is
they should be called to question to explain why.
What worries me, Chief Brown, is the
Chief
danger.
Mene, by the way.
Chief Mene, sorry, apologies.
Yes.
I just imagine that.
Brown is my first name.
Oh, apologies.
Yes,
so, I mean, I had Brown, so apologies, Chief Mene. I mean, I imagine that what is going on in that area could spark a violence that, if we are not careful,
yes,
it could erupt into further danger. And
we have been
issues.
Trying to avoid this by playing cool, by taking things easy. We would rather go to court than resort to violence. But what do we find? More injustice is being done to us. We are even being attacked.
Attacked?
Yes.
Physical attacks?
Yes,
or?
yes, yes.
I mean, have you been overpowered?
Like I said to you.
Because if you say that you have you own the land, but you are being dominated by those who say are outsiders.
Yes.
Those who say you gave land to.
And that is because from their own homeland,
yeah,
which they still hold fully, when it comes to such agitation, they come in their support.
Chief Mene, give me a moment, sir. We need to go on another break. And when we come back, our closing moment with Chief Mene Brown. We'll be right back.
Every great future, big purpose meets possibility.
Malaria is gone. No more cold and pain.
What is wrong with my husband?
Ma, he was very sick. This is the lab result.
That will bounce you back again. Get Luta. Get Luta.
Thank you, Luta. With Luta, malaria is in big trouble.
Luta contains artemether and lumefantrine, and it is used to treat malaria.
Luta is another quality product from Ovid and marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Our closing moment with Chief Mene. Thank you so much. Chief Mene is the Ogwa Olusan of Warri Kingdom.
That's right.
My big fear is about security and economic implications of all of this. What in your own mind do you think is the best way to resolve in this matter?
The best way to resolve this matter is for INEC to do the proper thing. When we went afield, there is the survey we carried out along with their own people. Let them do what is just, what is correct, and what is right. We are not asking for us to be given what belongs to other people. But so much has been taken from us to the extent that you now even want to take our stool where we sit. That's more than enough for us to bear. Do what is right and all will be peaceful. And we would also want, because what we have put out to the public domain of what INEC has done is intended fraud. And we say it boldly, the government should investigate. And whoever has perpetrated this fraud should be persecuted.
All right.
And sanctioned.
Yeah.
So that everywhere there will be justice. That is what guarantees peace.
We close now. I found this picture quite interesting. If you can take 30 seconds to talk through, to the establishment of the ownership of the Warri Kingdom by the Itsekiri people, and this dates back to the early 90s, 1900s, right there with that you can see on your screen. I don't know if you can reckon with those pictures, Chief Edewo, Chief Nnamdi Ezekwe, Chief Pinnick, and some others there in that picture. There are those who say this picture is an establishment of how the Itsekiris hold their own ground in the Warri Kingdom.
Yes. You see, the Itsekiri people, because we had early contact with Europeans, since from the 15th century, we have a different worldview that is very accommodating and very refined, which was why in the early stages of this nation, Nigeria, we played very pivotal roles.
All right. Chief,
And we gave our best.
All right. We're totally out of time, sir.
Even till today, what is taken from the boils of our land is highest in Delta State.
Thank you.
But we're not getting good
Chief Brown Mene, the Ogwa, Olusan of Warri Kingdom. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
May peace return to your land.
Amen.
I appreciate it.